And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the University of South Carolina Aiken's Pacer Pit, where the USC Aiken women's soccer team will take on North Georgia's women's soccer team, the Nighthawks of North Georgia. I'm Marcus Johnson. Thank you for joining us, and we are underway. Pacers take the ball to start things off and bring it on up the field nice and slow. Pacers keeping it in their end. Kotowski trying to pass it on up for Caldwell. Caldwell's getting some pressure now, trying to fight off two different players. North Georgia steals the ball away, sends it back in their own zone where Marissa Lee will try to apply some pressure of her own. Passed on back. Allen passes it forward. Number 25, Renee Van Horten, gets it on forward as well. Dunphy gets her shot blocked. Good defense by the Pacers. Amanda Raleigh. Raleigh fighting it off into the corner. Centering pass on goal, and that's caught by the keeper, Karen Cadwallader. First save of the match. Cadwallader kicks it on out to midfield. Ricochets off Lee, where North Georgia will bounce it off a couple of heads and take possession. Olivia Dunphy with it. Passes it on in. Pacers applying some good defense here. Keeping the ball off into the corner. Allen tries to center it. It goes off Caldwell and ricochets out of play. And that will be a corner kick for the North Georgia Nighthawks. Michelle Allen takes it. I thought she was going to kick it right away. She was moving up towards it like she was. Now she's ready. And corner kick on the way. And a whistle blows before the header goes into the net. Could have been troublesome for the Pacers, but instead they will take possession. Cadwallader kicks it on out. Olsen can't handle it. Now she's trying to retake it. Kicked on forward. Bree Epley moving it on up. Passes it over to Sarah Moore. Tries to get it on over to McHale. McHale tries to center things, but it's intercepted by the Nighthawks. Still in play, however. High in the air. A little pushing and shoving going on for the ball. Now North Georgia moving it into the corner, trying to bring it on up the far edge. Pacers kick it right back in. Pacers trying to come away with possession. Kicked on across to Caldwell, who sends it on in. And Alex tried to intercept it. Marissa Lee steals it away, however. Epley passes it on back to Risch. Ooh, Risch, I don't know if that was a pass, but it went off a face of North Georgia. And the Nighthawks take it. A little fight for it around midfield. Marissa Lee kicks it on across. And trying to chase it down. Catherine McHale fighting off Mackenzie Brennan of North Georgia, and the ball goes out of play on the Pacers. Olsen intercepts the pass. North Georgia tries to steal it right back away. Pacers fighting for it. Possession changing every other second now. The Pacers seem to have it. Olsen Glenn tried to get it forward. Epley trying to center things now. This is on over to Tori Caldwell. Caldwell passes it off to Olsen. Olsen tried to put a shot up, but it ends up going all the way over into the locker rooms. Well wide of the net. And we'll see Hannah Gowdy, the keeper for North Georgia, kick it on out. And the kick on its way. Pacers take it. Caldwell backs off, gives herself some room. Passes it off to Lee along the edge. Lee backtracking a little bit. Passes it in for Kwiatkowski. Olsen has to meet up with the pass. Tori Caldwell sends it out to midfield where it's intercepted by the Nighthawks. Nighthawks trying to bring it on up. Pacers trying to steal it away. Nighthawks again coming up with possession. Pass on in for Van Horn. Passes it back on off immediately. Malashek loses the ball as Kat McHale steals it away and kicks it on out of bounds. Nighthawks keeping possession. And they send it right back out. Still on the Pacers, though, as it ricocheted off a body. Tossed in. Pacers trying to take it back. Olsen has to rush up to meet it. Marissa Lee receives her pass. And it's sent on out by North Georgia's Michelle Allen. Throw in from Tori Caldwell to Lee. Back over to Caldwell, who kicks it up for Olsen. North Georgia steals it off the feet of Olsen. Embley brings it along. Trying to get around the defenders with a little short pass. Malashek has it ricochet off a body. Sarah Moore trying to intercept that. That is going to be Gressa Olsen who does. Olsen clears it on in to the offensive zone. Marissa Lee trying to chase it down, but it's passed back to the keeper, Gowdy, from Allen, and Gowdy clears it on out. Over the heads of everybody, Van Horn comes up to meet it. Ooh, runs into Kwiatkowski. Kwiatkowski manages to pick up the ball as it went off of Tori Caldwell's pass. Kwiatkowski gets shoved on down by Van Horn, who's moving in on net. Tries to get a pass on in. Deflected, ricocheted around, and cleared on out of danger. The North Georgia keeps it in. Couple headers here and there. Rint fighting off Sarah Moore, where Marissa Lee comes in to intercept the ball. Lee passes it on off. McHale tries to send it in. Ricochets off a defender. McHale with it. Passes it into Rish. Rish has a clearing pass into the corner for Moore, but it's met up by Allen. Now Olsen steals the ball away. Back on into Bree Epley. Epley tries to get a pass on ahead for McHale. And that's going to roll all the way out on the Pacers. North Georgia will take the ball. And Gowdy sends it on down the pitch. Bounces off ahead. Rish passes for Caldwell. Caldwell trying to get it to Moore, but Moore was not in the right spot. Pass on up. Marissa Lee trying to meet up with it. Has to fight off Allen. Allen comes away with the ball, however. Moves it up along the side. Dumphy passed on forward. Rish intercepts that one. Olsen with it now. Ooh, gets tripped up by a couple defenders. They're going to call that clean, however, much to the dismay of the Pacer bench. Nighthawks bringing it on up quickly. Good footwork from Malashek. Malashek puts a shot up. Good save there by Cadwallader to deny a goal and keep this one scoreless. Sent on in towards the net. Just a little bit wide. Malashek able to meet up with it and keep it in bounds. Pacers take the ball away. Stolen right back by Rint. Kicked on near the goal. Looking for a header, but it's going to go off of Raleigh in towards the corner. And it'll be out of play. Corner kick coming up. Corner kick on its way. There's a header off the crossbar and out of play. Close one there, but a couple inches too high. Keeps it scoreless at 35-38. Wallader, just a short pass off for Tori Caldwell. Caldwell tries to move it on up. Nighthawks keeping it in, however. Dumphy Trying to send it on through. Kwiatkowski intercepts it. Olsen passes forward for Epley. Epley crosses midfield. She gets chased down by Embley, however. Nighthawks with the ball now. Kicked on into the Pacers zone. Shoveled along forward. Caldwell intercepts it, however. Lee can't handle the pass, but Sarah Moore comes up to meet it. Now Lee just kind of trying to send her it, or the Nighthawks will take over. Malashek with the ball now. Trying to beat out Kwiatkowski around the outside. Good defense from Kwiatkowski, applying good pressure. There are more now looking for it. It's going to be kept by the Nighthawks, however. Embley passed it on off. Kick on the center. And it's going to bounce off a couple heads right into the waiting arms of Karen Cadwallander. I kick out to midfield where the Nighthawks take it away, send it right back into the Pacer end. Malashek trying to get it on in along the edge. Deflected off of Raleigh's body and out of play. It'll be a corner kick for North Georgia. Looks like they're going to have Rosie Embley take it. North Georgia narrowly missed a goal with their first corner kick right off the crossbar on a header. Kick on its way again, another header, and that pops over the net. Score still 0-0 with a little over 33 minutes to go in the first half. North Georgia with a couple of opportunities on corner kicks now. Pacers fortunate that those headers went a little too high. Nighthawks have the ball right now. Still in Pacer offensive territory. Foot race for the ball now as Kwiatkowski manages to send it on out. And she managed to deflect it off of, I believe that was Mackenzie Anderson. No? No, that was Taylor Malashek. Cadwallander kicks it on out. Caldwell deflects off her. North Georgia takes the ball right away. Clearing attempt, though, from Caldwell. Rejected by North Georgia. This time Olsen able to get it out past midfield, but it's brought right back in. Ooh, a body check there from Bree Epley. Gives the Pacers the ball. Sent on across. Allison Glenn moving it up along the far end of the pitch. Looking for a way to center it, get it around the defender. Ends up colliding. And the ball's going to roll out on the Nighthawks, so Pacers keep it. Glenn tossed it on in, still in the corner. And Epley's going to kick it off a defender. Out of play, and it looks like Pacers are going to have their first corner kick of the day. Corner kick on its way. In the air. Ooh, and it's caught by Hannah Gowdy amidst the cluster of bodies in that small space. Booming kick down the pitch. Ace is able to send it right back in, but the Nighthawks converge on it and allow it to go out of bounds where they will keep possession. Quickly thrown in by Allen. Kwiatkowski tries to get it forward, but it's stolen away again. Thorson got it on up ahead to Malashek. Malashek dancing around. Tries to pass it on back. Is successful as Dunphy takes it. Centers it. And Raleigh clears it on out of the danger zone. Lee and Moore trying to converge on it. A header by Lee. Moore has a shot at it, kicks it, and it's a goal! Marissa Lee gets it up for Sarah Moore, who puts it in the back of the net.
Number 10, Sarah, the assist to Marissa Lee.
Good header by Marissa Lee. Got it on up for Sarah Moore, who had an inch of daylight, and that's all she needed. Pacers take a 1-0 lead with 30:16 to go in the first half. Nighthawks send it into the Pacers zone, looking for a quick goal to equalize this. Caldwell kicks it on out to the side. Michelle Allen throws it in. Goes off the head of Olsen. Lee gets tangled up with Allen. Allen clicks forward for Malashek. Centered. Rint sends it forward now. Kicked on across, nobody there. Having to backtrack and make up the distance is Dumphy. Tries to pass it on up for Allen, but it's intercepted by Caldwell. Stolen back by the Nighthawks, however, and sent right back out. Pacer ball. Tossed on in. Nighthawks intercept it right on the throw-in. Allen. Passed ahead for Malashek. Passing back for Allen right near the sideline. Kept inbounds, however. Epley tries to get it forward for Moore. Moore fighting off. Good pressure. Passes forward for Lee, but it's a little too far ahead. And it'll roll out of bounds where the Nighthawks will take it. Off a head on the throw-in. Bounces off another head. Caldwell pops it into the air a little bit more. Risch really pops it into the air off of Moore's head. Olsen. Nighthawks trying to take it. And they have a bit more solid possession. Rint passes back to her defenders, who clear it on into the Pacers zone. Malashek was right there waiting for it. Tries to get around Kwiatkowski, who steals the ball away. Kwiatkowski tried to clear it. Kept in by Dumphy. Now Kwiatkowski takes it. Tries to get around. Allen gets it tripped up. No call, however. Lee trying to pass it forward for Moore. Moore coming along the side, trying to center it. And it's into the arms of Gowdy, who scoops it on up to prevent any further damage. Booming kick down the pitch from Gowdy. Ooh, a good header sending it into the Pacer end. And that little collision's going to draw a whistle. And it will be Pacer ball. Amanda Raleigh will kick it. Allen intercepts it. Nobody really in much of a hurry to pick that ball up. Malashek sends it forward. Van Horn trying to dance around Raleigh. Kicked on out, though, by Kwiatkowski. Sent right back in by the Nighthawks. Risch has a go off her back. Olsen will just let the ball roll away as we have a stoppage in play. Well, they catch it to the ball. I'd like to thank Willie Jewell's Old School Barbecue. Willie Jewell's located just off of Whiskey Road. Every dish is served with a side of Southern hospitality, so stop on in and tell them Pacer Sports sent you. Cadwallader kicks it on out. Nighthawks keeping it in with Malashek. Lee rushes up to meet the ball, gives it to Kwiatkowski, who passes on and up, too far for Olsen. Dumphy sends it in. Van Horn passes it back to Thorson. Thorson. Wanted to call her Thornson, but that's a little dyslexic moment. Kicked on in towards the net, and that's going to miss by a good 20 feet to the
coming
left.
on the pitch, number 3 for North Georgia, Bryn Finneran. And for USC Aiken, number 13, Willa Olsen.
And Willa Olsen coming into the game. Wasn't sure if we'd see her today, but she is in. Ball sitting around midfield, where the Pacers will try to bring it up. Popped into the air. Nighthawks trying to reset. And it is headed back out of bounds by the Pacers, so Nighthawks will keep the ball. Pacers trying to bring it into the offensive zone again, trying to get around the Nighthawk defense. Looks like they're able to. Centering pass off the head of one of the Olsen twins, Willa Olsen, but it's into the hands of Gowdy for the save. Couple good opportunities for the Pacers. They've already converted on one. Ball bouncing around in the Pacer defensive zone now. Epley trying to fight off some pressure now. She's getting double teamed. And she ends up falling on top of the ball out of bounds, so it will be Nighthawk ball. Quickly thrown in. Rint fights off the defenders. And it's going to roll out of bounds, where Allison Glenn will take it. Alex trying to get it on up. Pacers stealing it right back. Ricochets off of Gressa Olsen. Now both of the Olsen twins fighting for it. Gressa. Olsen passes it on off for Rish. Booming kick down the field. Willa Olsen catching up to it in the corner. Goes for the centering pass. And it's just actually going to go behind the net. Problem with the angle that the press box is at. Depth perception, not much of a factor. Gowdy sends it on in with a lining kick. Goes off of Epley. Epley trying to take it. Olsen will take it, however. Gressa Olsen passes for Moore. Moore passes it back for Gressa Olsen. Nighthawks take it away, however, bringing it on up. Embley passes it forward. Van Horn fights off Raleigh, passes it on over. Slipping is Finneran, and Tori Caldwell will take advantage of it and steal the ball away, bring it on up. Passed back to Willa Olsen. Willa Olsen, booming kick to center. Stolen away again by the Nighthawks. Thorson passed it on ahead. Embley tries to get it on in, but there's Tori Caldwell to clear it out. Ooh, a little trip up there. Bit of a collision. And it looks like a couple hurt players there. Well, Allison Glenn hobbling a little bit. Everything seems to be okay. No real theatrics out there. That's always good to see. Sent on in towards the goal. Cadwallader catches it in midair to prevent any offensive opportunity for the Nighthawks. 21:51 to go in the first half. Getting ahead of myself. Pacers up 1-0. Nighthawks trying to even the score up. Certainly creating the opportunities, but the Pacer defense standing strong thus far. Kicked on along into the corner. Charlotte Rint ends up letting it go out of bounds as Caldwell was pressuring her. Pacers take it. Gressa Olsen. Try to pass it on ahead. Ooh, a little collision in midair on a header. No foul play, however. It's just a matter of two bodies cannot occupy the same space at the same time. Caldwell clears it on out. Again, over the head of Moore. However, Catherine McHale able to meet up with it, trying to bring it on forward. Dances around, puts it on net, And right into the hands of Gowdy for the save. Gowdy kicks it out. Under the foot of Risch, but Raleigh right there to send it back in. Header by North Georgia, puts it back into the offensive zone. Caldwell brings it past midfield, looking for more, but it's deflected away. Good little header pass there to Finneran. Caldwell with a bit of a slide tackle there, sends it out of bounds, stops the momentum. That deflects off of Kwiatkowski out of play. Thrown into the corner. Kept in bounds by Malashek, who's fighting in the corner with Kwiatkowski. Centered on net. Deflected. Sent again on net, and Cadwallader comes up with the save. Ball was just bouncing around there with a wide open net and no possession. And fortunately for the Pacers, Cadwallader managed to get back in position just in time to make the save. Dangerous moment there for the Pacers. All cleared on out. North Georgia right there to take it. Ricochets off Kwiatkowski. Sent on ahead. Willa Olson, foot race for it. She will win the foot race in the corner. Backtracks a little bit, centers it. Nobody there, however, to take the header. Bree Epley manages to catch up to it, however. And we have a stoppage in play coming up and multiple cheers from the Pacer bench. We're going to have a PK coming up here after the handball from the Nighthawks. And it is going to be Catherine McHale taking it. Big opportunity here for the Pacers to go up 2-0. 19:07 left in the first half. And this would be a major blow and a big confidence booster for the Pacers, taking on a nationally ranked opponent. So here we go. PK about to happen. McHale ready. Gowdy ready. Kick on its way, and it's a goal!
The goal to Catherine McHale.
Catherine McHale comes up big with the penalty kick, gives the Pacers a 2-0 lead. 19:07 left in the first half. And this is big for the Pacers. Nighthawks bringing it on in, trying to cut the deficit in half. Olsen trying to steal the ball away. She does. Passes it on forward, out of the harm's way. McHale meets up with it. Moore tries to pass it on up. McHale might have a shot on this. Puts a shot up, deflected just over the net. A good save by Gowdy. And that keeps it at 2-0. Another opportunity for the Pacers. Pacers riding the high of the 2-goal lead. They can't let that blind them defensively. Corner kick coming up, though, for the Pacers. Tori Caldwell will take it. Corner kick on its way. In the air. Punched on out by Gowdy. Sarah Moore running up to meet it. Ends up tripping over a defender. Pacers keeping it in, however, with Glenn, who clears it on in, but it's picked off by Gowdy on the hop. She'll run it on out. Kicked on out where the Pacers meet it. McHale for Moore. Moore has her pocket picked. Nighthawks passes it on forward. Van Horn with it. Van Horn passing forward. And Cadwallader cuts off the angle and allows it to go out of bounds. And it will be Pacer ball. Good job defensively from Cadwallader to take away any shot angle and use the body to block. I believe that was Malashek. It was Malashek, who almost had a breakaway opportunity of her own. Allison Glenn comes off the pitch now. Still a little walking a little gingerly on that leg. Kicked on ahead. Into a mess of bodies, where North Georgia heads it on forward. Kicked on ahead across midfield. Van Horn. Passed over for Rint. Pass back on ahead, slide tackle. The three Pacers converge, and Cadwallader will meet the ball. Little break here as we wait for Cadwallader to throw it on out. I'd like to thank Aiken Flooring, proud sponsor of USC Aiken Athletics. Aiken Flooring, you can stand on us. Willa Olson sends it on in. Off the chest of McHale, where North Georgia steals it away. A little fight for the ball. Van Horn comes up the winner, brings it on up quickly. Looking to get around the defenders. Big defensive stand there from Kwiatkowski, who didn't move and just sent the ball the other way. North Georgia sends it into the Pacers zone. Caldwell sends it the other way. Willa Olson can't keep it in bounds as it rolls out, and it will be North Georgia ball. Quickly thrown in. Good defense there from Caldwell, who's going to end up with the ball as it went out of bounds off North Georgia. North Georgia trying to keep it in. Finneran. Passed it on ahead. Risch trying to get it forward. Ends up sent the other way, where Olson meets it. Epley. Bree Epley dancing around now. A little short pass for Risch. Looking for a pass to Willa Olson. Not going to happen as it's intercepted by Allen. Good pressure from Kwiatkowski. A little holding going on there on the Pacers. And now a trip up, and that will draw a whistle. North Georgia with the ball. Allen kicks it in. Good kick near the goal. Raleigh heads it away. And Gressa Olson passes it up for her sister Willa. Willa bringing it on in. Moving in towards the corner. Looking to center it now. Stops. Passes it up. And it's over everybody's head. McHale's going to have to charge this one. She does. Able to chase it down near the corner. Gets it up for Epley. Epley kicks it on over, and it lands on top of the net. Right direction, wrong height on that kick.
Substituting in for the Pacers, number 28, Karina Laird.
Laird comes onto the field, and coming off of the pitch is Willa Olson. 2-0. USC Aiken leading North Georgia with 12:54 to go in the first half. Nighthawks with possession, trying to bring it on up ahead. Finneran in the corner, tries to center it. It is centered, the shot, and that's a goal. North Georgia answers back to the Pacers with a goal of their own to cut the lead in half. Good passing.
To number 9, Rosie Embley.
Embley gets the goal.
In is number 19, McKay Shively.
Rosie Embley gets the pass on ahead. on the centering attempt and puts it into the back of the Pacer net, and it is 2-1. Passed on up. Leog tries a centering pass of her own. Nobody there, however. Now Epley try to send it back towards the net. It's cleared out, however. Risch with it. Passed over for Caldwell. Caldwell kicks it towards the net. Looking for that corner, but it is caught by Gowdy with a save. Sent into the Pacer zone. Rowley gets ahead on it. Risch sends it ahead with a kick. Headed back into the Pacer zone by Brennan. And that's going to go out of play off of a body of a USC Aiken defender. North Georgia keeps the ball. In the corner. Good pressure from the Pacers. Not giving up too many openings just yet. Now Embley passes it forward. Ooh, good defense by the Pacers. Caldwell there. Ball still in front of the Pacer goal, but it's scooped up by Cadwallader. Cadwallader just clearing a ball that was sitting on the line.
What's she doing? Hey, tell her it's not a goal kick.
Passed on ahead. Leog can't handle it. North Georgia comes away with it. Allen sends it in for Malashek. Malashek passed it on off. Rint fights off Leog. Moving it into the corner. And that's going to get deflected off of Leog, out of play. And a corner kick coming up now for the Nighthawks. 2-1, 10.5 to go in the first half. North Georgia looking to tie this one up with this corner kick. They've had two that have come close. We'll see if their luck changes here. Corner kick on the way. Bounces off ahead. Good defense by the Pacers, keeping it out of the goal. And Cadwallader picks up the ball and runs it on out. Kicked forward for Leog. Leog tries to guide it ahead. Allen sends it the other way. Bounces off the head of Shively. Raleigh manages to get it on up for Bree Epley, who passes it off. Looking for more on that pass. Intercepted by the Nighthawks. Moore races up, though, to apply some pressure. Good header there by Kwiatkowski. Sent right back in by Van Horn. Van Horn moves it on up. Tries to pass it on ahead. Shively couldn't handle it, and Cadwallader scoops it up. Cadwallader kicks it out. Bounces off the head of McHale towards the stands, and it will go out of bounds on the Pacers. Fight for the ball. North Georgia. Ooh, nice footwork out there. Keeps possession, moves it ahead. Trying to get around Amanda Raleigh, who gets a foot on it and deflects it away from the goal and out of bounds. That's going to be another corner kick for North Georgia. 3 have been close. Is the 4th time the charm? We will see. Kick on its way. And it is snatched out of the air by Cadwallader. And she's just going to wait for everybody to move down the pitch and set things up. Over Moore's head. Bounces into North Georgia's possession. Leog manages to redirect it to Gressa Olsen. Olsen trying to get it on up for Moore, it looked like. Pass intercepted by the Nighthawks. Kept around midfield. Trying to get around Risch. Embley ends up tangled up. Stolen away by the Pacers. Bringing it on up now for USC Aiken. Sarah Drury kicked it on ahead. Allen cuts off the angle. Lets her keeper, Gowdy, pick it up. And Gowdy clears it out. Bounces off the head of Van Horn. Risch ends up having it taken away by North Georgia. Olsen able to intercept it and send it the other way. Bounces off the head of Brennan and out of play. That'll be Pacer ball.
Substituting in for the Pacers, number 26, Amanda Mazzy.
And Amanda Mazzy coming onto the pitch. She'll take the spot of Gressa Olsen. North Georgia with the ball in Pacer zone. And to pass it on ahead. Sarah Moore and Van Horn in a foot race. Van Horn wins it. Dances with it. Passes it over. Shot just high of the net. Shot from Rint, just missing by about a half foot. Cadwallader kicks it on out to the far end. Kale was fighting for it. North Georgia stealing it away now. Shively has it stolen away. Now Sarah Moore has it. Passes it back for Tori Caldwell. Caldwell tries to get it up to the middle of the field. Off the head of Raleigh now. Risch, goes off the face of Van Horn, who keeps it in the offensive zone. Nighthawks with an opportunity, but Raleigh clears it out. Another header off to the far end. Not kept in bounds, just out of bounds. Embley tried to meet up with it, but was just a half second late. And it is thrown in by the Pacers and sent right back into the Pacer end by the Nighthawks. Good pressure from Raleigh, but it's to no avail as the Nighthawks keep the ball. Drury now applying some pressure on Malashek. And Malashek ends up going down, and that will draw the whistle. And it is Nighthawk ball. Sent on in towards the goal. A header redirects it. North Georgia with the ball, however. Into the corner. Shively kicks it right into Caldwell. And there will be a whistle there. So Allen will get the kick with 4:24 to go in the first half. Kicked on in. Among the massive bodies, it's headed the other way by the Pacers. Drury trying to chase it down, and she wins the foot race with Malashek. North Georgia, however, able to take possession right back. Pushing and shoving going on. Again, Drury with the ball. Passes it over for Sarah Moore. Moore tries to thread it through the legs of Van Horn. Not going to happen, however. Van Horn with the ball again. Tries to get around Sarah Moore. Passes it on over for Rint. All bouncing around. North Georgia coming away with it. Van Horn with it now. Van Horn is trying to stay away from Moore. Passes it back for Allen. Allen sends it on ahead. Rint with it. Allen takes it. Moves into the corner. Trying to get around Risch. Not going to be able to, and it's going to end up out of bounds. Pacer ball. And Cadwallader clears it on out. Under 3 minutes to go in the first half. North Georgia with the ball again. Malashek passes it over for Shively. Epley stealing the ball away now. Tries to clear it. Kept in by North Georgia. Sent into the corner where Sarah Drury lets it go out of bounds. And it will be Pacer balls again. North Georgia and the Pacers fighting for the ball, and it's sent on out by Drury, and it's going to be North Georgia ball this time. Van Horn with it on the throw-in. Tries to get around Moore. Moore manages to tie her up and clear it out. Intercepted, though, by Kaufman, who sends it in. Risch didn't get a good foot on it, but it was enough to change direction. And Kotowski heads it the other way. Risch gets another foot on it, sends it out of bounds. Nighthawks with 1:43 to tie it up here in the first half. We'll see if they can in the offensive zone. Pacers haven't been able to clear it out cleanly in a while. Allen going to keep that from happening still to Van Horn. Van Horn passes it over. Thorson and gets it back over to Allen. Allen with a little pass to Shively. Kotowski sends it the other way. Shively again trying to center it. Raleigh able to intercept the shot, send it the other way. Rolling towards the sideline, that's going to end up out of bounds.
1 minute left in the half, 1 minute.
Leah couldn't catch up to it. Final minute of the first half. And it's out of play on the Nighthawks. Good break for the Pacers there. Caldwell will take it. Caldwell throws it over the head of Moore. Leag has it taken away by Shively. And Moore just kicks it right on out, draining a little extra time off the clock. Allen quickly tosses it on into Malashek. And Kwiatkowski sends it off to the sideline. And it's going to roll out of bounds around midfield. Thrown quickly in by Vaverka. Out of bounds again. Pacer ball this time. Tori Caldwell just walks it on up.
10, 9, 8,
tossed in for Leag.
7,
Leag
6,
just draining
5,
some time. Caldwell clears
4,
it out.
3, 2,
And that will bring us to a
1,
close of the
0.
first half.
We've reached halftime here at the Pacer Fit. Your score, USC Aiken 2, North Georgia 1.
So the Pacers finish off the first half with a 2-1 lead, thanks in part to Sarah Moore's goal, assisted by Marissa Lee early on, and then the McHale penalty kick off of an error of known as a handball by North Georgia. North Georgia did answer back, though, to cut the lead to 2-1 with the goal by Rosie Embley on a nice little pass, nice little centering pass. But 2-1 is your score heading into halftime. Pacers leading North Georgia. And welcome back to the Pacer Pit. USC Aiken leading the North Georgia Nighthawks by a score of 2-1. We are here in the second half. North Georgia trying to strike quickly. They got a chance here, but it is kicked on out quickly by the Pacer defense. North Georgia trying to get all momentum on their side and quickly to start the second half off before the Pacers can do anything. Shot coming in on goal, scooped up by Cadwallader for the easy save. I'm Marcus Johnson. Thank you for joining us on this relatively pleasant Saturday afternoon. Two goals scored by the Pacers were by Sarah Moore on an assist from Marissa Lee. And Kat McHale ended up getting the second one on a penalty kick. The one goal that's coming from North Georgia was from Rosie Embley. And that made it 2-1, which is where we stand right now. Moore kicks it on ahead, trying to get it up for Lee. A little foot race for the ball, but that is won by North Georgia's Jessie Viverka. This is trying to center it for Olsen. Lee looked for the ball, couldn't get up to it though. Kicked out of bounds, and it's off of North Georgia. So Tori Caldwell will take it to throw it in. Gets it in for Lee. North Georgia sends it the other way. Passed on ahead. Thorson gets it on forward. Van Horn trying to get it to somebody, but it's taken away by the Pacers and kicked out by Allison Glenn. Quickly thrown in. North Georgia with the ball in front of the Pacer net. Wide open shot, and it's a save by Cannon Cadwallader, who just got a bit of her palm on it to send it out of harm's reach. It's going to be a corner kick, but better than the alternative. Well, depending on the outcome, I should say. Kick on its way. Off ahead, but sent well wide of the net and back out of play. Another corner kick coming up for North Georgia. Embley will take it again. Bit of a lower kick this time. Bounces off ahead, and Cadwallader catches the spinning ball. And she will send it on out. Moore doesn't win the battle as it's taken away by North Georgia. Viverka with it. It's it for Van Horn, who shovels it forward. Malashek trying to chase off Kwiatkowski, who manages to steal it away. Tries to get it up for McHale. All taken back by North Georgia. A little short pass up for Embley. Embley gets it forward to Brennan. Brennan moving in on goal. Tries to center it. Another shot. Cadwallader makes the save. Couple good saves from Karen Cadwallader keep this score at 2-1. Despite some excellent opportunities and excellent chances from North Georgia. Aces got to try to get some offense going. Give their keeper a little support. Not going to happen just yet as North Georgia has the ball. Embley, little pass, off to the side. Dumphy ends up having to go out of bounds off of Tori Caldwell. Georgia keeps it in play. Thorson. Thorson again with it. Little pass on for Embley. Shot just misses wide of the net. And so the Pacers will finally have the ball as Cadwallader will kick it on out. Off the head of Kat McHale. Gressa Olsen passes it on in. That will be scooped up by Gowdy. Gowdy punts it down the field. This is off the back of Cassie Risch. Olsen to Bree Epley. Tried to send it on forward, but it's stolen away by the Nighthawks, who try to bring it back in. Embley chasing the ball down and is just unable to keep it in bounds. Pacer ball quickly thrown in by Allison Glenn. Amanda Raleigh with it. Has to watch out for behind her, as almost had that stolen away by Malashek. Tori Caldwell with it at the far end. Passes up for Risch. Risch trying to get it to Moore, but it's sent the other way by Baverka. Kwiatkowski fighting for it with Van Horn, and it just rolls out of bounds before Van Horn can get a foot on it. And it's Pacer ball. Thrown on in for Lee. Sent out. That's going to be a stoppage of play, as one of the Pacers ended up tripped up out there. Well, everybody seems to be okay. Kwiatkowski will kick it on forward. Into the Nighthawks zone. Epley gets it to Risch. Risch looking for McHale. McHale can't handle it properly. It's stolen away by the Nighthawks. Brennan boots it into the Pacers zone. Malashek kicks it on back. Embley with it now. Looking for Malashek. Risch takes it, kicks it away, and that's going to end up rolling out of bounds. It will be Nighthawk ball. USC Aiken Athletics, brought to you by the Concierge Team, a real estate boutique. Contact Mike Stake if you're looking for a house in the Aiken area at the Concierge Team. Nighthawks throwing it right back in. Thorson fighting off Olsen in the corner, ends up kicking it out. It will be Pacer ball just like that. Wallader clears it, tries to clear it, but North Georgia heads it back in. And Horn and Caldwell fighting for it. Caldwell comes up the winner, ends up kicking it right into the stands. Ball popped into the air as it collided with some bodies. Kwiatkowski lets it go out of bounds. It's Pacer ball. 36:55 to go in the second half. Pacers holding on to a narrow 2-1 lead, thanks in part to some excellent saves by the keeper, Karen Cadwallader. Olsen trying to take the ball, ends up getting it ahead. All too far for anybody to run up to as it rolls out of bounds. And it looks like Dunphy will take it for the Nighthawks. Off the head of McHale. Hawks pick it right back up from Embley. Kick back out by Dunphy. Malashek can't handle it off her chest. It's sent across by Risch, and that's going to end up out of bounds on the Pacers. And it'll be Nighthawk ball again. Kwiatkowski sends it back to midfield. North Georgia running up to meet it. Bounces off the head of Anderson. Sent into the North Georgia end. Gowdy rushes out to meet it and punt it the other way. Off the head of Van Horn. Malashek right there for it. Back to Embley. Embley trying to get around the defenders. Pushes it forward for Allen, but it's intercepted by the Pacers and sent back out. Kicked right back on in by Anderson. Embley Trying to shake off Epley. Looking for Allen on the pass, but it's going to end up rolling all the way out of bounds, and it will be USC Aiken ball. And USC Aiken Athletics brought to you in part by the Hudson Etheridge Companies and Auto Owners Insurance. For all your life, home, car, and business insurance needs, contact Hudson Etheridge Companies and Auto Owners Insurance.
Substituting in is number 5, Maria Maggio.
And Maria Maggio will come onto the pitch for North Georgia. Heading off is Taylor Malashek. A little shoving going on there, and that will draw the whistle. Maggio comes right out onto the pitch and shoves down one of the defenders, applying pressure. That was Bree Epley. She pushed down. But Epley seems to be okay. Hops right back up. Brushes off the dirt and is ready to play. Aces will take possession. Amanda Raleigh will go ahead to kick. Kicked on down the pitch. Sent back to midfield. Brought on up by Thorson. Tries to pass it on up for Maggio. Epley able to steal it away. It's sent out to Van Horn, however. Van Horn forwards it for Maggio. Maggio getting around the Pacer defense and ends up sending it straight to Marissa Lee. Lee gets it over to McHale. Kat McHale with it now. McHale trying to dance around. Good pressure being applied by Dumphy. And it is skied into the North Georgia end, where it's headed right back to the Pacers side of the field. Allison Glenn will throw the ball in. Looking for Sarah Moore. It bounces around. Moore ends up letting it go out of bounds. And it's going to end up being Nighthawk ball. All bouncing around now. Embley. And that's going to deflect off Embley and out of bounds. Pacer ball. Glenn again with it. Allison Glenn tosses it in. It goes off the head of Embley, and Glenn comes out to meet it and skies it into the Nighthawk end. The Nighthawks take over again. Maggio passes for Embley. Embley looking to pass it on ahead for Van Horn. All bouncing around. Glenn trying to clear it. North Georgia not having any of it. Takes it back. Embley ends up running into McHale, where Sarah Moore will take it away. Epley trying to pass it on over for Olsen. That's going to be too much for her as it goes all the way to the other end. And going to deflect off of Olsen and out. And it is a Nighthawk ball. Ball bouncing around, far end of midfield. Now it slowly enters the Pacer end. Orson trying to get it on up for Embley. Embley looking to get around, passes it up for Maggio. Maggio looking for anybody, nobody there though. Pacers trying to clear it, not able to. Sarah Moore chases the ball down. It's going to end up deflecting off of her and out of play. And the ball out of bounds on the Pacers. Still Nighthawk ball.
Substituting in will be number 3, Bryn Finneran.
And Finneran will come back out onto the pitch for North Georgia in just a few moments. And that's a goal! Booming kick from the far end of the pitch. Just had everybody sleeping. And it pounced over Cadwallader's head. And just like that, the score is tied 2-2 with 30-10 to go in the second half.
Number 3, Ben Finneran for North Georgia. And number 9 for the Pacers, Sarah Dury.
All tied up at 2 goals apiece with just over 30 to go in the second half. All into the Pacer end. Raleigh trying to meet up with it. Now Sarah Drury tries to handle it. Back to Raleigh. Raleigh passes it up for McHale. Glenn boots it. Moore ends up getting knocked down, and that's going to draw a whistle. And Glenn sends it on in. Ball bouncing around. Another whistle as Olsen gets knocked down. Pacer ball again.
Deception's kind of out now, huh? You ready, Hannah?
Shot on goal, deflected by the keeper, Gowdy, and snatched up. North Georgia brings it up. Bounces around. Risch takes it. Takes it on ahead, looking for Lee. Lee can't catch up to it in time, and Gowdy will take it. Gowdy boots it on down with a punt. Finneran looking for Allen. And Gressa Olsen clears it on out. Lee trying to chase it down, but she's not going to be able to beat Viverka. Sends it on back to her own keeper as Gowdy clears it. Off the head of Risch. Back into Viverka. Or not Viverka, I'm sorry. That's Brennan bringing it up. She scoots it up for Allen. And it's going to end up out of bounds. And it's a Pacer ball. Sarah Moore corrals it, passes it back. Olsen brings it up. Passes it forward, looking for McHale. Stolen away, though, by Anderson. Anderson passes it off to Rint. Rint looking for Embley. Embley catches up to it, tries to put a shot up. It's deflected, and Raleigh picks it off. Raleigh kicks it off of number 3, Finneran. Out of bounds, Pacer ball. Bouncing around, stolen by North Georgia. Cleared on out by the Pacers' Kwiatkowski, where it's met up by Baverka. Sarah Moore ends up taking it away, however. Pass for Lee. Lee tried to get it on back to Moore. Moore able to take it. Drury unable to hold on to it, though, as it's stolen back by North Georgia. Passed ahead, headed back in. Caldwell gets it again with the header. Off of Drury's head now. And booted out by Anderson. Glenn unable to get good hold on it. Risch able to punt it away. McHale trying to chase it down. Dumphy able to meet up to the ball first. Embley can't get around Glenn. Glenn shoots it back in. Sarah Moore trying to chase it down, unable to. Still loose ball, now Moore with it. Trying to punch it in towards the corner. Looking for the center. And she ends up putting it into Gowdy's hands along the side there. As is finally able to apply some pressure on the North Georgia keeper. Nothing to show for it, however. Still 2-2 with 25 to go. One goes off the head of Van Horn into the Pacer end. Rish sends it over. McHale heads it in the right direction. Ball ending up out of bounds, and it will be Pacer ball.
The substitutions for the Pacers, number 28, Karina Leig, and all the players wearing number 13 into the match. Number 13, Taylor Malashik for North Georgia, and Willa Olsen for the Pacers.
Malashik comes on for North Georgia. Willa Olsen and Karina Leig come on for USC Aiken. Sarah Drury with it, throws it on in, looking for Leig. Leig can't catch up to it in time. Dumphy with it, gets it out of the corner, but Sarah Moore's right there. Short pass for Drury. Back on in for Rish, who puts it on goal, but it is stopped by Gowdy. And will be sent the other way. Bounces around over the head of Caldwell. Pass Kwiatkowski. Malashik brings it on up. Malashik centers for Embley, and she just ends up skying that one over the net to waste the opportunity. Cadwallader sends it out. And it goes right out of bounds off the head of Willa Olsen. Nighthawks ball. Malashik with it. Tries to get it up for Van Horn. Loose ball. And Cadwallader has to pick that one up quickly as Embley was right there about to stuff it into the net. Passed ahead. Kat McHale with it. McHale bringing it up. And it's booted away from her before she gets any opportunity and cleared on out. Embley with it now. Sent ahead. Van Horn with it. Van Horn, a little soft pass to Thorson. Thorson looking for a way around Sarah Moore. She finds Malashik. And Caldwell intercepts the pass and ends up kicking it right off Malashik and out of play. Cadwallader boots it out off of Leig's head. Rish tries to handle it. Soft pass over to Caldwell. Caldwell puts it forward for Willa Olsen. Willa Olsen looking for her sister Gressa. Gressa gets it. Pushes it ahead. Willa Olsen trying to chase it down. Olsen ends up having her shot go off a defender. And Viverka ends up having it ricochet out of play. Gowdy sends it out. All around midfield into the Pacer end. Anderson gets to Van Horn. Sarah Moore intercepts it. And it's sent to Cadwallader, who sends it the other way. Loose ball. Picked up by Van Horn. Van Horn fighting off Sarah Moore. Soft pass over for Rint. Into the corner now. Embley and Caldwell fighting for it, and Caldwell just shoots it out of bounds. Still in the corner now. Centering pass off the head, and it's a goal! Van Horn got the header on it and sent it right over the head of Karen Cadwallader. Not much she could do about that.
Number 25, Renee Van Horn.
And Renee Van Horn makes this a 3-2 game with 20:05 to go in the second half. Ace is trying to get the equalizer. Send it on in, but North Georgia puts it the other way. Frisch ends up sending it straight into the waiting hands of North Georgia's defenders. Kept on in by Dunphy. Malashik gets it for Embley. Embley dances up. Has it back on over for Malashik. Trying to get around Amanda Raleigh. Raleigh with a slide tackle. Ends up saving what could have been another goal as Cadwallader scoops it up. North Georgia with the ball now. Essie Rich has her pocket picked by Van Horn. Embley tries to get it around the defenders, and now Sarah Moore will come up with the loose ball. Tries to get it up to McHale. McHale can't handle it, and it's kicked on out. And it's USC Aiken ball. Sarah Drury will take the ball, try to throw it on in. Drury with the toss. Bounces over McHale. Leag tries to get to it. McHale tries to tap it, and it's cleared out again. Out of bounds on North Georgia. Still Pacer ball. Drury takes it again. Headed the other way, or Amanda Raleigh waits for it. Raleigh sends it back on in. Bounces around. Keeper's out of position. Shot just misses wide of the net. Wide open net. And Willa Olson just couldn't come up with the goal. Golden opportunity for the Pacers.
For North Georgia,
just
number 4,
wasted
Michelle
right
Allen,
there.
Number 19, McKay Shively.
Cleared on out. Pushed on ahead. Orson gets tangled up. Now Drury with it. Sent the other direction by North Georgia. Bounces over a few people. Now Van Horn takes it. Ends up getting tangled up. Still can't hold it. Kicks it into the breadbasket of Kwiatkowski, and that's going to end up rolling out of bounds on the Pacers. North Georgia centering pass on its way, looking for the redirect header. Misses everybody, and Cadwallader rushes out to meet it and sends it out the other way. Met by Anderson. Anderson pops it into the air where Raleigh gives it a header. Another header, this time from North Georgia, puts it back into the Pacers zone. Van Horn Van Horn with it now, puts a shot up, and that just misses wide of the net.
Well done, Blue. Well done. Let's play here. Come on, do the work so we can play here.
16 minutes to go in regulation. 3-2 the score, with North Georgia leading the Pacers. Off the chest of Dunphy and into the waiting feet of the Pacers. Pushed ahead, McHale trying to chase it down, but it is stolen away by Viverka and sent out of harm's reach. Drury with it now. Punts it back into the opposing zone, where Allen will kick it. Little header there from Finneran. Pacers come up with the ball. Epley trying to move it forward. Epley gets around the defenders and puts a shot up, but it's going to just miss wide of the net.
Substituting in for North Georgia, number 16, Logan Martin.
So Logan Martin coming on to the field. She'll take the place of Renee Van Horn for North Georgia. All bounces around, and that's going to end up going off the feet of Shively and out of bounds. Pacer ball. Off the head of Sarah Moore. McHale tries to rush up for it. Ends up getting knocked down. Ball sent on up for Shively. Shively can't hold on to it properly, but North Georgia able to keep possession. Logan Martin passed on up for Shively. Sent on into the corner now. Drury keeps it in bounds, sends it forward where it's intercepted by North Georgia. Martin ends up losing it to Raleigh, who clears it on out. Allows the Pacer defense to regroup a little bit. Leog has the ball deflect off her body and manages to actually get possession for the Pacers as it went off of, I believe, that was Dunphy. Here he tosses on in, and Moore redirects it into the offensive zone. McHale tries to get a centering pass off, and it's headed the other way, but McHale picks it right back up. Kat McHale looking up for Olsen, but they're going to get called on the offsides. And Gowdy kicks it on out. Bounces off some heads. Kept in by Martin. Martin now loses it to the Pacer defenders, who try to send it on out. North Georgia intercepts. Willa Olsen tries to chase it down, ends up overrunning it, and it rolls out of bounds off of a North Georgia body, I believe. Nope, they're going to say it went off of a Pacer. Tossed in. Martin gets it on ahead for Malashik, who ends up getting tripped up, and the ball rolls out of bounds. And a corner kick coming up for North Georgia.
Hey, let's go now, White! Come on, let's get out. Come on now, make it count.
Idawks will have Bryn Finneran take the corner kick. Kick on its way. A little short. He has to run up to try to meet it. All sent on back in towards the corner. Finneran looking for an open receiver. Nobody there, however. North Georgia able to keep the ball as it ricochets around. Popped into the air, and Cadwallader rushes out to catch it. And the Pacers will try to send it the other way. Leog can't catch up to the ball. Bounced over her head, and Leog ends up sending it out of bounds. North Georgia ball. North Georgia with it now. Dances around. Malashik passes it over. Orson with it. Gets it on back to Anderson. Anderson sends it deep into the Pacers zone over everybody's head, and that's going to end up out of bounds. And it will be Pacer ball.
Substitutions, number 23 for the Nighthawks, Mackenzie Brennan. Coming in for the Pacers is number 16, Gressa Olson.
And Olson sends it into the North Georgia end. Over everybody's head, however, and Gowdy scoops it up. Sent on down the pitch, off of Rish's head. Shively trying to fight off Drury. Drury manages to come away the winner there. Still getting pressured, however, as Malashik steals it away. Tries to go to pass on up, but it misses everybody and goes out of play.
Substituting in for the Pacers is number 21, Marissa Lee.
And Cadwallader kicks it out. McHale has her pocket picked. Sent on ahead for Shively. Shively trying to get it into the corner. Raleigh and Malashik foot race, and Raleigh kicks it out. It'll stay North Georgia ball, but it gives the Pacers a chance to regroup. Quickly tossed in. And Malashik ends up having to go out of bounds. Went off the body of Drury, however, so North Georgia keeps possession. North Georgia passing it around now. Shively goes looking for the redirected header, but that just overshot Finneran and went out of bounds. Pacers ball.
Now returning to the pitch for the Pacers, number 3, Allison Glenn.
Allison Glenn comes back out onto the pitch as Sarah Drury comes off. And the ball ends up out of bounds again. North Georgia ball.
Now coming back on the pitch for the Nighthawks are number 9, Rosie Embley, and number 25, Renee Van Horn.
Embley and Van Horn come back on as Shively and Martin come off. Thrown on in by Caldwell. Rish able to redirect it back for Raleigh. Raleigh sending it into midfield, looking for Lee, but it's headed the other way. And Glenn kicks it out of bounds. And another ball skied out of bounds by the Pacer defenders. North Georgia will keep possession. Raleigh trying to fight off the pressure. Sends it on ahead for Lee, but a whistle's blown. Pacers will keep the ball, however. Just over 6 minutes to go in regulation. North Georgia leading USC Aiken 3-2. After scoring 2 goals here in the second half to get rid of the Pacers' 2-1 lead. All bouncing around now. It's taken by Embley. Embley passes it off. Rint gets away, puts a shot up, but Cadwallader comes out, cuts away the angle, and makes the save. Ball ends up out of bounds, and despite being down 3-2, it could be a lot worse, but Karen Cadwallader has made some excellent saves today. This could be more like a 6-2 game, 7-2 game, based on some of the saves she's had to make. Off of Marissa Lee, as it was tried to clear on out by North Georgia. We're going to have a stoppage in play here, as Lee's just a little dazed. They're going to call out the trainer. We're going to go ahead and take a short break while they check on Marissa Lee. And play resumes. Lee just steps off for a little bit. They're just going to make sure she's okay. She took a hard shot to the face there. All cleared into the Pacers zone. Embley ends up having to go out of bounds on her. Glenn passes it in for Moore. Moore trying to fight off the players, ends up getting knocked down, I think on her own off her own 2 feet. And now she'll take the ball. Deflected off of Malashik. Bounces around in the air a bit. Off the head of Caldwell, and Caldwell sends it the other way. So back in by Rint. Van Horn tries a little soft pass up for Thorson, who clears it into the Pacers zone. Caldwell chases it down into the corner and is going to end up kicking it into the stands out of play. Just over 4 minutes to go. Still a 1-goal game, 3-2 North Georgia over the Pacers. Pacers looking for the equalizer, possibly send this to overtime. Willow Olsen gets knocked down. Pacers will take the possession. Risch bringing it up. It's it past midfield. Looking for a handball from the Pacer bench. Not going to have it. North Georgia with the ball. Van Horn with it now. Brings it up slowly. Passes it on ahead for Malashik. Malashik off into the corner now. Waits a little bit, gives the rest of the Nighthawks time to catch up. Also gives the Pacers defense time to set up, and it goes out of play. And it will be USC Aiken ball. Pacers have to hurry up. 3.5 to go. Marissa Olsen will pass on over for Risch. Sends it into the North Georgia end. A quick header there. Sends it back to the Pacers zone. Embley passed off to Thorson. Thorson tries to get it through, but Raleigh sends it the other way. McHale gets a head on it. Another header from North Georgia. Sends it back into the USC Aiken zone where Risch skies it. Moore can't handle it though. And Olsen has a header on it now. Epley trying to pass it on off for Caldwell. Caldwell having to backtrack and get defensive as Finneran brings it up. Finneran passes it over for Embley. Embley tries to put a shot up, but Raleigh stops that from happening. Kicked out, North Georgia kicks it in. Van Horn can't handle it. Glenn gets a foot on it, sends it into the air, in towards the corner, and out of play. Quickly thrown in. Embley back into the corner now. Is trying to drain the clock a little bit. Malashik with it. Draining precious time as we're past the 2-minute warning and the ball ends up out of play. And it's going to be a corner kick coming up for North Georgia. Minute 45 to go. Just a soft little tap on in by North Georgia. Embley looking for Malashik. Malashik still with it. Great ball control from North Georgia in the final minutes of this match. Embley. Little pass over for Malashik. Back to Embley. Embley puts it back for Malashik into the corner. Malashik not giving away anything right now. Still with it. Soft pass on ahead for Brennan. Van Horn gets it, but not Van Horn getting it, but it was Rint, but either way it was offside. And the clock was still running there. I'm going to try to put 1:05 back on the clock. It reads 1:01 right now. Kicked on in.
1 minute left in regulation. 1 minute.
1 minute to go. North Georgia with the ball. Malashik off to the side. Raleigh steals it away. Pacers got to bring it up quickly now. Under 50 seconds to go, and it's ended up getting kicked out. And it will be Nighthawk ball. Nighthawks take their time. Brennan. Brennan throws it. Passed on forward. Under 30 seconds to go. Nighthawks get back in with Van Horn into Raleigh's waiting area. Tried to kick it on ahead, but another header here and there from North Georgia keeps that from happening. 15 seconds to go in regulation. Pacers can't take the ball away.
9, 8, 7,
Nighthawks
6,
still with the ball.
5, 4, 3,
high into the air. That'll
2,
waste enough time.
1.
And that
0.
concludes the match.
Your final
North
score
Georgia
here at the
comes
Pacer
away with
pit,
the win,
North Georgia
3-2,
3,
after
USC
scoring 2
Aiken
goals in
2.
the second half to take away the
Scoring was
2-1 lead
opened
the
in the
Pacers
first half
had.
in the 15th minute by Sarah Moore on an assist from Marissa Lee. Catherine McHale made it 2-0 Pacers with a penalty kick in the 26th minute. In the 33rd minute, Rosie Embley scored on a cross from Bryn Finnerham. In the 60th minute, Mackenzie Anderson headed in a goal on a cross from Michelle Allen. And in the 70th minute, Renee Van Horn scored from Rosie Embley with the game winner. University of South Carolina and Aiken and the Pacers, thank you for attending this afternoon's women's soccer match. And remind you that the last home match of the season is next Saturday at 3 p.m. against the Clayton State Lakers. We hope to see you then. Now we'll have about 30-45 minutes or so before the men's game will start.
Well, that concludes things for the women's soccer match. Again, the Pacers drop this one to North Georgia 3-2. And a reminder, the last home match of the season will be versus Clayton State at 3 o'clock on October 21st. Be sure to come around for that one. But in the meantime, I'm Marcus Johnson. Thank you for joining us, and be sure to stick around as the men's team takes on North Georgia in just under half an hour.